All right, you guys, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad, and this hour we are going to be practicing our pronunciations as we read through a short story entitled Sunrise. Okay, this is a sort of a fantasy reading about the sun, about the Earth changing. There was some like gamma rays or something like that. Anyway, where people could die because of what had happened. So we're going to be reading through this. There's going to be hopefully some new words for you that will kind of challenge you when you read. Okay, the link is right here. Give me 1 second. There it is. Okay, here's the link to the story. Go ahead and open that up. I'll put that both in the Verbling and the Google Chat. All right, first off, let's see who we have in class so far. Hi, Martha. How are you? Okay. How about Carlos? How are you, Carlos?
Hi. What's up, Chad?
Not much. How you doing? How's your day today?
A very good day today.
Very good. That's excellent. Excellent to hear.
Yes, of course.
Very good. Well, welcome back to class. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
How about Amparo? How are you? Okay, let's go to Marta.
Hello, teacher. I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Hi, Amparo. How you doing? Amparo, can you hear me okay?
I'm pretty good. You?
Good. Good. I think we have a little bit of a delay.
Yes, perfectly. You?
I'm doing well. I think we have a little bit of a delay when we talk.
Yeah, okay. I think so.
All right. Very good. Good to see you again. Marta, how about you? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I'm okay. I have muted my mic.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Marta, where are you from?
I'm from Italy.
From Italy. Fabulous. Good to have you here in class.
Okay. I'm happy to be here.
Very cool. Let's go to Fernando. How are you? Fernando, can you hear me okay?
Oh, excuse me, I had mute. Good evening, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm ready.
Great. Awesome. And Fernando, where are you from?
I'm from Canary Islands.
Canary Islands. Okay. Were you in my class yesterday?
Yes.
All right. There we go.
Fantastic.
Very cool. Okay.
I'm here with my last ticket.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming into class. How about Alpha? Welcome to class today, Alpha. Good to see you. Someone told me that you cannot speak. Is that right? They told me that you were mute. Okay, but I'm not exactly sure. So anyway, I wanted to welcome you here to class. Very good. Let's see. Let's go ahead and open up our story. We may have a small class this hour, which is just fine. It just means more reading for you. Okay, go ahead and open up, and I'll go to my link here. Gayandeep, how are you? Make sure that your microphone is not muted. Yep, check that, and I'll be right back with you. Okay. So Amparo, let's start off with you. Amparo, were you in the class earlier today?
Yeah.
Were you? And did I start off with you at the very beginning as well?
Yes.
Okay, let me switch it then. I'll start over on the other side, and I'll get back
Okay,
to you so you
perfect.
don't read
Yeah.
the same
The
paragraph.
same paragraph. Yes. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Martha, let me start off with you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's scroll down, and Martha, let me have you read from the very beginning. And I'll have you read until about it says supposed to know about that. Okay, so citizens were not supposed to know about that. Okay, go ahead and read.
Okay. I never thought that I would be writing this. In fact, I never really thought that I would be alive at all after these 6 dreadful years. My whole life changed one night when my dad woke me up at 1 a.m. I was half asleep when he dragged me out of the bed and tried to explain what was happening. In all my 14 years I had never seen such a serious look in his eyes, and he tried to explain something called a coronal mass ejection from the sun. He knew about these things because of his radio hobby. Mom and I thought that it was crazy when he had bought an old tube radio some years before. He had said that it was the only type of radio that would work in the event of a large electrical pulse from a nuclear war. All modern-day technology would be useless, he had said, unless it was somehow shielded. There had not been a war, but nonetheless, earlier that day, everything had stopped working. Cars, radios, TVs, computers, anything that used any kind of electrical components was useless. Everyone was confused. Mom and I had spent several hours that evening outside talking with our neighbors. I finally got tired and bored. I decided to lie down and hope that things would be back to normal the next morning. Not that. He stayed inside, removed the battery from his car, and spent the evening trying to hear what was happening by listening to the whole cheap radio. Most of what he heard was cryptic military stuff. They were discussing things that regular citizens were not supposed to know about.
Okay, very good. Nice reading. Nice pronunciations here. There are two things specifically that I want to point out. Okay, first off, in the word cryptic, for example, here you had used an Italian e sound, saying cryptic, cri. Okay, here this is going to be a short I sound. Even though that is a Y, it carries a short I sound. The word is cryptic.
Okay, cryptic.
Excellent. Now, the other thing that I want to practice with you is your H sounds at the beginning of words that start with a vowel. So, this is what I mean. When you are reading words, for example, the word evening, okay, you pronounce a small H in front of that, saying hevening. Okay, so I want to practice eliminating that H and only pronouncing the vowel sound. So instead of saying hevening, the word is evening.
Okay. Evening.
Okay, so let's try that here. Now, the word hours. Okay, this H is silent as well. So we're going to say hours that evening. So practice removing that H sound. Hours that evening. Try that, please.
Hours that evening.
Excellent. One more time. Hours that evening.
Hours that evening.
Very good. Okay. Let's try that with the word earlier. So earlier is. I want to find that in the sentence. Oh, here it is. Okay, so earlier. So let's throw that in the sentence. But nonetheless, earlier that day, and try and remove that H sound. Okay.
Okay. Nonetheless, earlier that day.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. And we had one more that was the word up. Woke me up. Okay. So instead of up, it is up. So when my dad woke me up at 1 a.m. Try that, please.
When my dad woke me up at 1 a.m.
Excellent. Okay. So everything else sounded really good. Okay, your T sounds, ED sounds, things like that. I can tell you have a little bit of British training, right? So your vowel sounds have a British sound, which is just fine. Okay, it sounds really good. Okay, but I would watch out for those H sounds right before words that start with a vowel sound. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, excellent work. Let's go to Gyandeep. Can you hear me? Nope. Make sure that your microphone is not muted. Okay, so the way that you check to see if you are muted, you come here to the side, you follow this right up above where it says verbling, you'll see a microphone. If it is red, okay, that means, oops, if it's red like that, that means that you are muted. Okay, if it's not red and no one can hear you still, go to your settings and choose your microphone here. Okay, for example, I can choose my default, okay, my built-in, or my Logitech, which is the headset that I use. Okay, very good. Let's go to Fernando.
Hello.
Fernando, let me have you read from about that. Let me have you finish off this this paragraph here. Okay, so starting from he heard, and read this next paragraph, please.
Oh, excuse me, I can't find it. Let me. Most of what he heard, is it?
Sure, you can start from there. That's fine. Start with most of what, finish the paragraph, and then read the next paragraph.
He heard that in the areas of that world where the sun was still shining, like Asia and Europe, people were dying. Apparently, 65% of the population of the world was already gone when he awoke me. Thank God we were lucky enough to get bad news about this during night, so we'd have some time to get prepared. The whole world had no electricity, no communications, no way of knowing what was happening, and very few of the military knew. My dad knew. If we didn't find some way to shield ourselves from the deadly rays of the sun, we would die too. The world as I knew it was already gone. Continue?
Yes, on to the next paragraph, please.
This was all happening so fast, and all of a sudden I felt a lump in my throat and began to cry. Dad tried to stay calm but told me that we had to move quickly. I needed to pack all the food that I could carry along with some clothes and put them in my backpack. He added one more thing. Ask God to help us on our journey. I remember Mom was fussing about moving fast. When all three of us were ready, we loaded up our bicycles and began. We had flashlights mounted on our bikes, and some of our neighbors loaded and asked us where we are going in such a state. That said, we were going to visit a friend and that we would be back as soon as we could.
Okay, good. Let's practice some words here, okay? First off, the word would, could, and should. All right? Instead of using an oo sound, it is an So would, could, and should. Try those three words, please.
Would, could, should.
Good, nice job, okay? Let's practice the word laughed, okay? Now this word is interesting because it has a GH, and EH actually makes an F sound, all right? So the word is laughed.
Laughed.
Okay? Yes, so we're going to pronounce an F and then go to a T sound. Laughed. Try that, please.
Laughed.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's practice the word loaded. Right here, loaded.
Loaded.
Good. One more time. Loaded.
Loaded.
All right. And this word here is fussing.
Fussing.
Excellent. Yeah, that has a short U sound. You would said fussing. The word is fussing. Okay.
Fussing.
Now let's practice the word put. All right. Where is put at? Right here. Okay. So put.
Put.
Yeah. So instead of saying put, it is put. Put.
Put.
Okay. Excellent job. Focus on your D and your T sounds. So for example, let's try the word it.
It.
Good, much better. Sometimes when you're reading along, your T becomes a soft T sound, and you say it. All right, and you're placing your tongue right behind your teeth. Let's say these here are your teeth, and your tongue flattens against the back. Okay, that's how you would say the Spanish T, like tú. All right, your tongue touches the back of your teeth. So you want to remove that so that you can pronounce a T that would be a hard T. And when we pronounce our T in English, our tongue actually curves up and touches the top and sort of flattens. Okay, and then our teeth come together really quick. We say T, it, it. Try that one more time. It.
It.
There you go. Nice. Okay. So keep that in mind when you're reading to always pronounce those T sounds like that. Okay. Other than that, very good job. Nice reading.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Let's go to Carlos.
Okay.
Okay, Carlos. Let me have you continue on this next paragraph. Please read the next 2 paragraphs, please.
What is the first one? I can see the.
It starts off.
Okay, perfect.
Starts
perfect.
off with before.
Before, okay, thank you. Before we had riding a half mile from our home, my mom stopped. She could barely breathe. She was always a little overhead and had asthma. We all began to cry because we knew what this would mean. She said that she would just lie safe in her bed. After all, she said that was what she had. Tomorrow will be in any other. Everything would be
Okay, Carlos. Carlos, it's gotten to the point where I cannot understand you at all. I think your connection has gotten really really slow. Okay, because it sounds like a robot, and I cannot make out any of the words you're talking. Okay, so let's wait 1 second, and I'll come back to you. Okay, so let me go to all right. Let me go to Aite. How are you?
Hello.
Aite? Hi there. How are you?
Fine, thanks. And you?
I'm doing great. Let me have you read here, right where it says before. Okay, so read the next 2 paragraphs.
Starting from before we had, right?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay. Before we had ridden a half mile from our home, my mom stopped. She could barely breathe. She was always a little overweight and had asthma. We all began to cry because we knew that this could mean we all began to cry because we knew that this would mean she said that she would rather just die safe in her bed. After all, she said, maybe Dad was wrong about what we had here. Maybe tomorrow will be like any other day. Everything will be fine, and we will all have a big laugh about it. I continue or?
Yes, please continue. I'm going to have you read this paragraph and the next paragraph.
Okay. From the look in her eyes, I could see that she didn't believe what she was saying. She knew that Dad was right. She also knew that she would just slow us down, and then all three of us would die. Dad and I were fighters. We all held each other, and I cried more than I have ever cried in my life. We said our we said our tearful goodbyes. My mom and dad held a long and deep kiss with the tears flowing down their cheeks. Mom knew we had to keep going, so she got back on her bike, gave me one more hug and kiss, waved and slowly began pedaling back the way we had come. I was too confused to begin to understand what was really happening that night. Maybe that was a good thing because I never saw my mom again. Dad and I rode quietly for about a half an hour. Tears followed down and cheeks in the dark. The only sounds were the dull droning of our bikes against the pavement. I had never seen a night so dark. It must have been cloudy as I could see no stars. Without street lights or other made lighting, the world was only as large as my flashlight shine.
Okay. Very good pronunciations. Okay. Nice job with your R sounds and your T sounds. Okay. Especially when you had words like cried. Okay. I didn't hear you rolling your R's. Okay. I thought that was very good. Excellent job. I do have some words that we need to practice, though. This word here, for example, is droning.
Which line?
Down in the second paragraph, the word is droning. I wrote it in the chat box. Droning.
Okay, I see it.
Okay, let me have you practice that word, please. Droning.
Droning.
Good. Yes, droning. All right, now to
What?
drone.
Sorry?
Yes, droning is a sound that is constant. Okay? So, for example, when you drive your car and you're on the freeway, you usually hear a
Exactly.
sound. Okay? That is a droning sound. Okay? When you ride your bike, you may hear your tires. Okay? That sound that something is constantly making that same sound. That is a droning sound. Okay? As well as like when you fly. Okay, same type of sound. Okay, very good. Let's take a look at some other words here. Okay, this word here is were. Okay, you had said where. Sounds where, the dull droning. So this word is were.
Were.
Okay, good. Yes, were. Now the difference is, once you add an H right after that W, that would be where. But without the H, it is were. Okay?
Okay, I was always wondering what is the difference between were and where.
There you go. That's the difference there.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's see. Our next word is going to be there. And I don't know if I can find it on here. I'll just go ahead and type it in. Okay? That word is there.
There.
Instead of there, it's there. With a long A. There.
Okay.
Okay? And then I want to put this word here. This word is would. Would.
Wood.
Yeah, so instead of woo, it's would.
Wood.
Okay? And so we have three words. Okay? Could, should, would. All of them have the same sound there. Could, would, should. Try those, please.
Could, should, would.
Excellent. Nice job. Yeah. Other than that, Itai, your pronunciations were really good. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Amparo. Okay, let me have you read this this next small paragraph. Okay, and then I'll have you read down to where it says probably around 4 a.m. I guessed.
Okay. Occasionally, we'd see a candlelight in a house or a fire in someone's yard, but that was all. Eventually, the silence was broken by my dad's voice. I guess he felt that he had to talk and let me know what he was planning. He told me that our destination was ultimately not make it to downtown Cincinnati to find shelter from the sun. I had so many questions. I began by asking, why was this happening? He answered that he didn't know. The sun probably did this every couple billion years, but he wasn't sure. I also wanted to know what we were going to do this first night. There was no way that we could pedal to downtown Cincinnati by sunrise. He reminded me that he had a friend named Jack who lived about 7 miles away. Jack was like my dad and had made even better preparation for an emergency. His house was built during the Cold War and had a deeply buried underground shelter that might shield us during the day. Dad mentioned that many years ago some people had prepared in case of a nuclear war. Dad had concluded that the sun must be putting out massive amounts of gamma rays following the initial CME that knocked out all electronics the day before. The gamma rays were radiation that would kill everything that was not protected. He hoped that Jack would allow us to spend the next day in his shelter. If we survived the day, then the next night we could make it to Cincinnati. From there, Dad hoped to locate a building that had a very deep basement that would allow us to remain safe from the harmful radiation of the sun. The secret, he said, was to have lot of stuff above us so that the gamma rays cannot penetrate. That was our only hope. It was getting late, probably around 4 a.m., I guess.
Okay, good. All right, let's practice some words here.
Okay.
All right, so here you had said to have lots of stuff above us. All right, so the secret, he said, was to have lots of stuff above us. Let me have you repeat that, please.
The secret, it said, was to have lots of stuff above us.
Good, okay. Let's practice the word locate. Here you had said locate. Okay, the accent goes at the very beginning. Locate.
Locate.
Good, all right. Let's go to the word concluded. All right.
Concluded.
Now this may be, see, you did
A
not
lot of
pronounce
them.
that ED at the end. So yeah, a lot of D's. Okay, so let's practice. Dad had concluded that the sun. Try that.
That had concluded that the sun.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. When I read back through, I was like, yeah, it was probably just a lot of D's. You got over D'd. Okay. And then one last word up here. Okay. The word is yard.
Yard.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's practice that in a sentence. So, okay. Or a fire in someone's yard, but that was all.
Or a fire in someone's yard, but that was all.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and I can't remember. I think you had like an I sound in there, saying like yard. Yeah, something like that, yard or whatever. So yeah, it is an R sound, yard. Okay.
Yard. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, very good. Nice job. All right, let's go to my next reader. This is back to Estefania.
Okay.
Hi there. Let me have you read. So right here we ended with probably around 4 a.m. I guessed. Okay, so let me have you finish off this this paragraph. Okay, starting with I then realized, and then I'll have you go down to where it says the shelter now. Okay, go ahead and read that, please.
I then realized how difficult life was going to be without any electronics. No watch, no internet, no cell phones, no iPhones, nothing. All at once I thought about my family, my friends, all the people I loved, who I would never be able to say goodbye to, or even see again. I prayed that Dad was wrong about all of this, or that maybe I'd wake up to find it was all just a bad dream. But the pain in my legs from all of the pedaling reminded me that it was all too real. This just brought a new flood of tears to my eyes. Continue, yeah?
Yes, please.
Finally, Dad said that we had less than a mile to get to his friend's house, but he was worried about time. We could see a slight wall beginning to build in the east, and we knew that sunrise was coming soon. I pushed myself so much my legs felt like jello. By the time we got there, I could feel the heat already beginning to build in advance of the rising sun. It was then that I knew that Dad's horrific prediction was right. We both knocked frantically on Jack's door. At first there was no answer. Finally there came a commotion, and a very agitated Jack appeared at the door. Dad quickly shared the information that he had, and Jack did not question him. We told him that he and his wife were needed to go to the shelter now.
Okay, very good. Let's practice some words together. Okay. So, for example, we have the word answer. Yes, this is a tricky word because it has a W in it, but here, the W silent. Okay, so instead of saying answer, the word is answer with a silent W. Try that, please.
Answer.
Good, nice job. Okay, our next word I want to take a look at is an ED ending word. Okay, good with the K at the beginning. The K is silent. Okay, but this ED ending, okay, when it ends with a K, the word is knocked. Knocked. It ends with a T sound. Knocked. Try that.
Knocked.
Great. Nice job. Okay, our next word is right here. The word is rising.
Rising.
Excellent. One more time. Rising.
Rising.
Excellent. Okay. And let's see. This word here is glow.
Glow.
Very good. One more time. Glow.
Glow.
Uh-huh. And now, your short eyes were pretty good. We did have one word that kept creeping itself in. That's the word this. Now, when you were reading this word, you would say these.
Okay.
Okay? So instead of saying these, we want to use a short I and I sound and say this.
This.
Good. One more time. This.
This.
Great. Okay?
And what is the difference from this word in the chat?
Okay? That word is when we pronounce the E sound. Okay? We have these and this.
These
Okay?
and this.
Yeah. These is plural. That's more than one thing, so it could be two. Okay? Do you want these? Do you want these cookies? There are 2 cookies. If there's 1 cookie, I would say, do you want this? That's one thing. This cookie.
Okay.
Okay? These is plural. This is singular.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? Sure, no problem. All right. A couple more words for you. All right. Let's go to the word pray. Prayed. Right here with the D ending. We say prayed.
Prayed.
Good. One more time. Prayed.
Prayed.
Okay. And this word here is watches. Right here. Watches.
Watches.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So, now one of the things I want to point out is the D sound. All right, it's a tricky sound. Okay, so I'll go over it briefly, and as you come back to classes, we'll work on the sound a little bit more. Okay, so when we pronounce the D sound in English, okay, it feels like the Spanish R. Okay, and it feels like this. We say d d d. Okay, kind of like ere, right? So our tongue hits the top of our mouth. Let me have you repeat that sound. D d d.
Da, da, da.
Good. Okay. Notice how your tongue does not touch your teeth. Okay? It's not like saying donde. Okay? When you say donde, your tongue touches the back of your teeth.
Yes.
Donde. Okay? That's the Spanish D. Okay? In English, our tongue does not touch our teeth when we pronounce a D. So, for example, if we have the word dad, okay? We do not say dad and let our tongue touch our teeth. We pull it back and say dad, like da, 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 dad. Try that.
Dad.
Okay? Now at the end, okay, instead of saying dat with the T sound, we want to say dad with the D. Dad. Think of a Spanish R. Dad.
Dad.
Almost there. Okay, one more time. Dad.
Dad.
Good, that's it. Okay, so you want to make it is difficult. It is. You want to make sure that you're pulling your tongue back and letting it hit the top of your mouth. Okay, just like that. Okay, but we'll work on that. Keep thinking about that, and as you read, focus on that D sound and make sure that you're hitting the top of your mouth. Okay, hitting the top of your tongue on the top of your mouth. Okay.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Sure, no problem. Let's go back to Marta.
Hello?
All right, Marta. Hi, Marta. Let's have you continue reading here. Let me have you read. We're on the paragraph that starts off. He hurriedly awoke her. Okay, so I'm gonna have you read. Let's see. Since we don't have a whole bunch of time left, we have about 20 minutes left. I want to see if I can get around a couple more times. So let me have you read until it says "from the heat." Okay.
Okay, I start, then you stop me.
All right.
He hurriedly awoke her, and we all stumbled our way out through the back tunnel that led to the stairs into the shelter. Dad and Jack grabbed as much food and water as they could quickly find and followed behind us. For this first entire day, we huddled in the shelter. It was strange seeing this type of building with thick walls and ceilings located in someone's backyard. At first, it was dreary, but fairly comfortable. Slowly, as the day progressed, the heat began to rise. After a few hours, it became unbearable. We took turns drinking a little water, but I was sure that we were going to die simply from the heat.
Okay, very good. I want to practice two things with you. This word here is dreary.
Dreary.
Okay, one more time. Dreary.
Dreary.
Okay, and let's practice our TH sound on the word the. We're going to say the heat. The heat.
The heat.
Excellent. Okay, good job. All right, thank you. Let's have Fernando. Let me have you continue right where it says I could not imagine, and I'll have you read until it says nourished.
Okay. I could not imagine what it must have been like for the people outside on the surface. To pass the time, we talked and made plans on what we were going to do at nightfall. By midday, we were all or swagged in sweet. There was nowhere to go. Had any of us gone up the steps to the outside, we would have met instant death from the radiation, not to mention the heat. That was the longest day I had ever known. We realized that there was no way we could remain in this shelter for another day. We would die just from the heat alone. Dad and Jack insisted that we eat something to keep ourselves nourished.
Okay, good. Nice job with the word nourished. Okay, let's practice right here where it says soaked in sweat. Try that, please.
Soaked in sweat.
Good. Now with that W, okay, that W, we're going to make an oo sound. We're going to say su, sweat. Try that, sweat.
Sweat.
Good. One more time. We're going to say soaked in sweat.
Soaked and sweat.
Okay, good. Nice job. Very good. Thank you, Fernando. All right, let's go to Aite.
Yes.
All right, let me have you finish off this paragraph here, starting with I tried and reading to the end.
Okay. I tried to get some sleep, but with everything that was running through my head, there was Can I continue?
Yes, yeah. So I'm going to have you read to the end. So I tried to get some sleep, but with everything that was running through my head, there was. So keep reading to the end of the paragraph, okay?
Okay. There was no way I could sleep. My mind most were thoughts about my mom. I hoped that somehow, some way she was okay. I thought about all the amazing and loving times we had together. She had made me the person that I was. With that thought, I scooted closer to my dad, as hot as it was. He must have known that what I needed. He put his arms around me and held me tight. I knew that if there was any who could do it, it was the one that could protect me from all the bad in the world.
All right, very good. Let's practice a couple things here. Now, I want to talk about close and close. Okay, this word here is actually closer. Okay, you had pronounced it with a voiced S, saying closer.
Yes.
All right, now here's the difference. Okay, close with an unvoiced S.
Yes.
Okay, that is proximity. Okay, this is my favorite example. This right here, this is my wall. I'm sitting close to my wall. Close. Okay, but if I'm going to close my laptop, I would close. Okay, so I would move it down. That is to close something.
Okay.
All right, that's with a voiced S. So here are the keys. All right. Okay, if there is an ER at the end of the word, that is going to be an unvoiced S. We would say closer.
ER.
An ER, yes. But if you have an ED or an ED or an ING at the end, that would be closed and closing.
Okay.
Okay, that is going to be the voiced S because that's the verb.
Okay.
Okay? So that's how we use those words. Now, if it's just the word close or close, okay, then you'll have to look and see what's going on. You'll probably be say to close and close alone without the word to in front. Okay, let's take a look at one other word. And this is together. I want to practice the TH sound here. You had said together. and used more of a D sound. So we want to say together using a voiced TH. Together. Try that.
Together. Together.
Good. Nice job. Together. Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Amparo.
Thank you
Let me
for
have you. Sure. No problem, man. Amparo, let me have you read this next little paragraph, please.
Okay. At the same point, it began to cool off just a little. Jack had brewed a long and all-wind-up clock that indicated that the time was 8:30 p.m. Sunset was at 8:15, so we hoped that it should be safe to go outside. Jack went up first, followed by my dad. They came down and indicated that it was safe. We packed up what we could, found out our way to the garage, and got all of our bikes together. The house was unbearably hot. When we finally opened the garage door, I had hoped to feel some fresh air. I was amazed that it was still well over 100 degrees, and this was a night I couldn't even imagine the daytime.
Okay, good. Let's practice two words here. Okay, so this word here, you had said got. Okay, it would be got.
Got.
Okay.
Got.
Excellent. Now, here on this this word here, you didn't really roll the R, but you had said it was more like degree, okay, instead of degrees. Okay, so use that sound there, degrees. Okay.
Degrees.
That's it. Okay. Very good. Now, again, you didn't really roll the R. It was just sort of, it was like one hit against the top of your mouth, saying that R. Okay. So it was good, but yes, remember to scoop the tongue down and pronounce that R. Okay. Very good job, Amparo. Let's go to Vincenzo. How are you?
Fine. Thanks. You?
Excellent. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Vincenzo, let me have you read this next paragraph. I'm going to have you read until it says south than they had ever been. Okay, so about half of the paragraph.
Allora, dando sito comunque. Vabbè, we all collected food and other necessities and tried to make the final plans for our next journey. My dad warned us not to look too closely at anything that we might see along the way, since it might be disturbing. We began our fairly short trip to Cincinnati. The first thing that I noticed was actually quite beautiful. The sky had cleared, and along with the most amazing starry night that I had ever seen, there was a strange green glow ascending from an almost overhead all the way to the northern horizon. Jack pointed out that this was the famous Northern Lights, only tonight they were farther south than they had ever been.
Okay, so Vincenzo, two things. All right, excellent job with removing your H's. Okay, I didn't hear an extra H in front of the vowels, nor did I hear any extra sounds in between your words. That was really good. Nice job. Also, your short I sounds are sounding fabulous. Very good. Okay, I have 3 words that I want to practice with you. Okay, this first one is probably a new word for you. Okay, the word is horizon. Right here, horizon.
Horizon.
Good, yes.
Horizon.
This is a long I sound. Horizon. Okay.
Horizon.
Good. All right. So
the long N. Horizon.
Yes. No. You can just pronounce a short N there. Horizon. Okay. You wouldn't need to hold on to that. I was just doing that for emphasis. Okay. So yeah, horizon would be fine. Just a short N. The next word I want to practice is trip. Okay, remember, when you have a TR,
Yes.
that TR is going to be pronounced a CHR. So here you had said trip. Okay, we want to say trip. Try that, please.
Okay, understand. Yes, that's a little problem. Yes. Trip.
There you go.
Trip.
That's great. Excellent. Nice job. Very good job with that
Trip.
TR sound. Okay.
Yes,
let's
for
practice.
us, your T is like our C. You understand?
It would be like the
Your
Italian.
T is Italian.
Well, it's in some cases. Okay, so for example, like your name Vincenzo. So if I were to say your name Vincenzo, that ch sound, the T only sounds like a CH when there is an R that follows it.
Okay.
Okay, or in some cases a UR, like architecture. All right, but here this is a TR, and we do pronounce that trip. But if we remove the R, okay, the word is then tip, and we do pronounce the T like a regular T sound. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Vincenzo.
Yes.
Let's go to Estefania.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let me have you continue, please. And let's see. So right here where it says the rest of the journey was horrific. Okay, down to the end of the paragraph, please.
Horrific.
Okay, yeah. The rest of the journey was horrific. As we approached populated areas, we began to smell death. Here and there we spotted bodies on the road, in yards, on sidewalks, everywhere. It looked like moss dropped right where they had stood. Many were in groups, and I thought about how unusually hot it had been the night before. With no electricity, this cruel freak of nature would have lured most people outside in hopes of staying cooler. It was obvious that the sun's deadly rays killed whomever it found in an instant. I doubt that any even knew what it hit them. I lost count and 300 bodies, but there were many more. A few times I had to stop to vomit due to the edge that now seemed to grow worse with each pedal of my bicycle wheel.
Okay. All right. So when you have a double E, okay, that makes an E sound like a Spanish E. So wheel.
Wheeled.
Okay. Now at the end of that word you added a T. Okay. We want to end with an L. Wheel.
Wheel.
There you go. Nice job. Okay. Now this word here is stench.
Stench.
Excellent. Okay. So I want to go over some ED endings. Okay. These are kind of tricky, and I want to encourage you. Go to my profile. All right, and you can search recorded videos. All right, and if you go back maybe about 2 weeks, it may be 3 weeks, so 2 or 3 weeks, I gave a lesson, okay, that's called ED pronunciations. Okay, we have 3 rules with the ED pronunciations. It'll go through all of the rules and then how we practice those as well, okay? And it will help you understand how to practice those, as well as it goes over how to pronounce the D and the T sound in English, okay? So let's practice a couple right now though, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Sure. So, for example, when we have a word that ends with an L, okay, we pronounce the ED like a D. This word is killed.
Killed.
Okay, give me a D sound. Instead of a T, we want a D. Killed.
Killed.
Okay, getting closer. Okay, this word here has a D ending as well. the ending is with an R sound, and so this is lured.
Repeat.
Lured. Lured. Lured.
Lured.
Good. One more time. Lured.
Lured.
Great. Okay. This word here, it ends with a P sound. So the base word is drop. Okay. Even though there's another P, our base word has one P, and it sounds like a P sound, drop. Okay. So here at the end, when you add an ED, okay, that makes a T sound. The word is dropped.
Dropped.
There you go. That's it. One more time. Dropped.
Dropped.
Okay, notice in each one of these, I'm not saying drop it or lured or killed.
Omit.
Okay.
Omit
That-
the E.
Exactly. The only time when we pronounce the E is with words that end with a T, like spot, okay, or with a D, like fade. Okay, so for example, this word is spotted. Okay,
Spotted.
exactly, just like that. And if I have another word that ends with a D, like fade,
Fade.
faded.
Faded.
Okay, so yeah, but go back and take a look at the pronunciation of the ED endings. Okay.
Okay.
All right, very good. Thank you. Let's go to Marta. Marta, let me have you
Hello?
read. We've got about 3 minutes left. Let me have you read about half of this next paragraph, going down to flashlights and investigated. Okay?
Okay. About 2 hours after we had set out, we were crossing the bridge over the Ohio River. In the glow of the northern lights, I tried to look below. I couldn't believe my eyes. There was not a drop of water where the river used to be. That was when it finally hit. Just how intense the heat must have been to dry out the entire river in one day. I wondered what must have been happening with the world's oceans. When we got into downtown Cincinnati, Dad and Jack decided to let us take a break. Barb and I rested and drank some water while he and Jack took the flashlights and investigated.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Just tell there. Let's practice the word break. Okay, now this is going to have a long A sound. Break.
Break.
Good. All right, next word. I want to practice the
Okay.
TH.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Which is the difference with break spelled B-R-A-K-E?
Okay, so the difference would be break would be
Yes.
like putting on the brakes of your car.
Okay.
Okay, so we were driving really fast and I saw a child run across the street and I hit the brakes. Okay, so you stamp your foot on the brakes. Okay, that would
Okay.
stop a vehicle. To brake.
Okay, so it's plural.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be plural, but the verb would also be to brake.
To break.
Okay, so he needed to brake the vehicle in order to not hit the child.
Okay.
Okay, but if we have the word break, B-R-E-A-K. All right, hold right there. Let's take a break for a second, guys, and let's take a rest and go grab something to drink, and then we'll meet back up in about 10 minutes. Okay, so break. So take a rest. Okay. Oh man, you threw my toy on the ground and you broke it. I didn't mean to break it. Okay, break. To break to pieces. Okay, to fall to pieces, something like that. Okay, so if you were to throw your phone against the wall, it would break. That is B-R-E-A-K. Okay, the other word is only with stopping. Okay, it's to brake a vehicle. Okay, on your bike, you can brake. Okay, you press your hands on the brakes. Okay, that stops your bike. Okay, also motorcycle. Okay, the other break is to take a moment, take a pause. Okay, let's break for a moment. Break time. Okay, so maybe at work you have a 15-minute break every couple of hours or something like that, maybe to go out and smoke. Okay, or your lunch break, that is that break, B-R-E-A-K. If you break something to pieces. Okay, that is B-R-E-A-K as well. Okay?
So it's the same sound.
Exactly the same sound. That's one of the most
Okay.
confusing parts about English. Okay, you guys. Thank you for coming to class. It was great to have you here. This was my last class for the day. I'll be back at it again tomorrow. All right? Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
We'll see ya.
teacher, see you tomorrow.